It's the rundown, December 21st, the last rundown of the 2022 year, the last before our little Christmas break here at Barstool. And we kind of have a little bit of a Christmas break, like the substitute teacher in class that the other teacher took off the day. So we got a little bit of a substitute teacher vibe, I think, with this. Look at this crew right here. We got Clem, we got Glenny Balls, we got Robbie. By the way, three of the more senior people at this company, as fucking crazy as that seems now. Think about that. This is HQ2. Everyone here was in HQ2 back in the day. So we are definitely in one of the older people here. And it is Christmas season. And what do we love doing during Christmas season? We love to just sit back, relax, and have some good meals. And if you're gonna have a good meal, you gotta go to Pizza Hut. The newest thing at Pizza Hut isn't a pizza at all. Introducing the Pizza Hut Melts, made just for you and no one else. Pizza Hut took their thin and crispy crust, loaded it with your favorite toppings and cheese, folded it over, and baked it into melty perfection. I am getting so hungry just talking about this. Then they serve it up with favorite dipping sauces. We're a big dipping crew here. I can tell you that much for just $6.99. So good you won't want to share. So you don't have to. Melts are the solo meal that comes in 4 mouth-watering recipes, satisfying your cravings whenever and wherever you feel like it. Thanks to Pizza Hut Melts, you never have to compromise ever again. After all, you can't spell melts without me. That's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. Enough for two, price for one. Try new Pizza Hut Melts now for just $6.99. All right, boys, let's get into the rundown here. Thanks to our friends at Pizza Hut. First topic on the list, John Rich throws us all together. And Glenny, our New York Mets have a brand new third baseman that plays shortstop and is going to make $315 million. Carlos Correa to the Mets out of the goddamn blue. Giants canceled their press conference yesterday on Tuesday. And then all of a sudden, all the Mets fans are saying, what's going on? And in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., Carlos Correa arrives in our laps. I found out about it because I'm an old man and I had to piss at 3 a.m. And I happened to go on Twitter because I'm addicted. How are we feeling right now, Mr. Balls?
Dude, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you see all the tweets. I woke up at like 6 a.m. today to take a piss. And then I look at it. I'm like, this is fucking real. This is fake. Is it real? Is it fake? It's real. It's awesome. But it does annoy me that I'm still seeing like 10% of the tweets is like, you're buying a team, you're buying a team, you're buying a team.
You are, right? That's what you guys did for years.
Fucking win. Like the Dodgers have been buying a team for the last century. They won one fake World Series. So we still gotta fucking win. And it's awesome. We're rich, you're not, and live with it.
So no, but it is funny that the Mets are now just everything they hated about the Yankees, but without the championships to prove for it, right?
Yeah, who cares? We're rich now.
By the way,
I don't care. I'm fine. Listen, I'm over here with my Aaron Judge announced as captain today. I'm fine with that and everything.
Hey, the poor guy before he wins the lottery hated the rich guy, but then when he wins the lottery, guess what? He's the rich guy too.
That's a fact. That's you now. You're the rich guy. Just you gotta accept that, deal with it. You're buying a team.
This is Yankees fan Robbie over here for everyone that knows at home. Robbie is the very interesting Yankees Commanders fandom, which I always love. Me and Glenny are Mets fans, so we're very happy. But this just shows how much like life has changed, is that usually if you got an announcement in the middle of the night as a Mets fan, it's devastation. Firing Willie Randolph at 3 a.m., which they infamously did under the guise of night out in Anaheim. And we were sending text messages that we got to believe text chain. And when you get all those texts, you're figuring like Yoenis Cespedes broke both ankles, Citi Field's on fire, Kaz Matsui has anal fissures. Like it's the LOL Mets. That being said, it is kind of like the target's just on our back, and it's just getting bigger and bigger every time Steve Cohen spends another dollar at this point.
I do got to say, though, it's like a cool feeling at thinking, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, as a Mets fan, Will Pond still on the team, and you're saying in 2022, Carlos Correa, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, they're just all going to be Mets. We're just going to fucking buy them all. It's sick.
How does the tank feel? Do we know?
I don't know if he's tweeted yet. I don't know if the tank time has hit yet. He was traveling yesterday.
He's with his dad. We saw his dad on Twitter.
The take family reveal. It was a wonderful day for the Flemings.
His dad looked like a Simpsons character. No disrespect, but he looked like someone straight out of Springfield.
No, that
or Rexburg.
I was telling John Rich before we go live, I've always found the entire tank, like we get he's like an onion, right? You just get a different layer of Frank. And if he's home with his family, we're going to get multiple layers.
Let me see if has he tweeted anything?
He tweeted something like this looks good or something like that.
Another cursed season.
Yeah, he tweeted that just like a possible lineup and said, I think this is a decent lineup.
I think this is a decent lineup.
Decent, okay.
Yeah, so we're
that's the best you're going to get out of him.
Yep, 101 win team. Added Carlos Correa, added Justin Verlander, added Senga from Japan. Brought back Nimmo. Decent lineup. We'll take.
And frankly, you know what? Jacob deGrom only won 5 games last year.
Yeah, he pitched 11. So, but they're building a winner down in Texas. So good luck to Jacob down there in Texas. The New York Mets, I think, are building a winner. And I've always said this, Robbie, to all the Yankees fans, I'd be like, you guys buy your World Series. And I would also in the next breath say, I would give anything to have someone that would buy us 1 World Series, let alone the dynasty like you guys had. So we'll see if it works out. The Mets are clearly the team to hate right now, right? We're the villain in the sports movie. We're everything that you fear. As a Mets fan, it's going to go one or two ways. You're building a team around 2 aces who are like around 40 years old and a guy who reportedly failed his physical or had a medical issue. This is setting the Mets up for the other side of things potentially as well. I'll gladly say that as someone who's trying to be objective.
As a colossal failure.
Yes. And we will have every single person in our mentions for the foreseeable future if it goes that way. But until then, Uncle Stevie right here. We got the shirts and everything.
Speaking of Steve Cohen, this is going to sound stupid. I know everybody thinks I'm stupid. This is going to be a stupid question.
Oh.
Where does like the money like come from? Like is like $300 million like Steve Cohen's bank account? Like, is that how this shit works? I don't even know.
No. What? I don't think it comes from his.
Like, how does it work? Is it actually like Steve Cohen's money?
So
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah,
I know. I've just always wondered that. How does it actually work?
Steve Cohen's a hedge fund manager, so I still don't know what hedge funds are, and I'm 40 years old and I have a mortgage and kids. I don't know what a hedge fund is. I saw it's 4%. The Mets salary
4% of his net worth.
Reported net worth, though. And if we know anything about these rich guys, like that's reported, there's shit in fucking Cayman Island bank accounts, Swiss bank accounts, all this other stuff. He spent like 140 million on that pointing statue, right? It's like Carlos Correa is making and the thing about Carlos Correa is he's making 315. He also is going to bring ticket sales in. We're talking about, and we got to believe, we had an emergency podcast at 4 a.m. 2 guys in their fucking like late 30s, early 40s talking fucking Mets. It was wild. All right, we are live. And the New York Mets just signed Carlos Correa to a 12-year, $315 million deal in the middle of the night. But you have the Puerto Rican side of things where you have Lindor and Correa on the left side of the infield. And now Senga's going to bring in all the Japanese people in the city too. You're going to have it's going to be a beautiful melting pot.
I was going to say, you're describing Citi Field as if it's like everyone's coming to America for promise.
They're going to be fucking lit. They're going to be a good time.
They're going to
check your tickets at Ellis Island and go straight to Citi Field.
And yeah, good luck paying for those tickets too, because I'm sure we're going to be that's going to be how they're going to make some of that money back, Lenny. The burgers at Citi Field, right? The Pat LaFrida steaks, all that kind of stuff. That's going up. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever done the Polar Burger for the?
I did one time in like a 6th inning, and my friend reviewed it on his phone. It was shitty. No disrespect, Pete, if you see it. No disrespect. Fair
enough. So Carlos Correa, again, it's just one of those feelings as a Mets fan. And then it also said they're not done yet. They're looking for a bat and a bullpen arm. It's honestly hard to like describe to people who didn't go through the Wilpon era where you had these guys who David Wright would get hurt. They'd pocket the insurance money instead of reinvesting in the team. To go from that to going to a guy who just spends on a position we didn't really need to get a third baseman for $350 million. I said it's like listening to the radio to watch baseball and then like watching Avatar 2 in IMAX 3D. Your brain cannot fathom the change.
Did you see the tweet today? I saw someone tweet, my friends in my group chat. Someone tweeted like an alternate universe lineup if Wilpon was still the owner.
No, I didn't see it.
It was a wild. It was like Justin Upton, like right field, and like just Pete. It was a wild scene.
Juan Lagares would still be playing center field some way, somehow. But it's banana land, to borrow a phrase from the owner here, and I still can't believe it's real life. So again, the target's on our back. Frank will be saying the season is over the minute that the Mets go down 2-1 in a count, and it's going to be an absolute fucking roller coaster, as it always is in Mets land.
Well, that's it. This is the Mets season. It's broken. It's 2007. It's back. Season fucking over.
Next up, Elon Musk So that's the other thing. As we're going on Twitter, I'm seeing John Heyman. I'm clicking the little check to make sure it's not some guy who bought Twitter Blue, because Elon Musk has turned Twitter into the fucking circus in itself. He says he will step down as CEO. He put it up to the poll. 57% said yes, they wanted him to step down as CEO. And then he said, Elon tweeted, "I'll resign as CEO as soon as I find someone foolish enough to take the job. After that, I will just run the software and server teams," which, like, there's like 10 people there left, right? So he's going to have a pretty easy job when it's all said and done. Bob Fox, what's your take on Elon Musk here?
Man, I've been an Elon Musk hater for years, and before I even knew anything about him, just because Trent was an Elon Musk hater, and I lived with Trent, and I'm a ride or die guy. If one of my friends hates you, I'm going to hate you as well. That's generally how I operate. The worst part about Elon Musk buying Twitter for me is having this guy be a part of my everyday life now. I'm so tired of hearing about him. I'm so tired of seeing his tweets. I'm tired about seeing who he bans, why he bans them, who's tracking him, who's not tracking him, who's stalking him. I'm so tired of Elon Musk. I did see that Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit has stepped up and said that he offered to take over. And I think that's a great idea. That's a guy that I would like to hear from every day. What's Fred Durst up to? What does he think Twitter should be doing? I think you put him right into that slot. Fred Durst. What's the worst that he could do? Break stuff?
Oh, there you go. I mean, if Trent doesn't like you, that's like a dog barking. Like, Trent, I feel like, has a good radar for good people and bad people.
Totally.
And he was out on Elon from day one. I was very happily just didn't give a fuck about Elon Musk. I have gas guzzler cars, so I didn't give a shit about Tesla, and I'm too stupid to like invest in anything like that. And I was always just very happily just being addicted to Twitter. So him in my life now is basically ruining it, like you said. Glennie, what's your take on Elon here?
I feel like I feel bad going with you guys, but Elon Musk is a weird guy. I mean, my main thing I don't hate Elon Musk. I kind of just find him odd. I find him to be just this weird human, because if I was the richest guy in the world, like, I wouldn't want to just deal with this bullshit. I would just go to an island and be left alone. I don't understand why he does this. I don't understand what goes on in his brain, why he needs to do all this shit. Maybe if you want to buy Twitter, just buy it and give it to somebody else, make a big decision every now and then. But just, if I was how much billion does he have? Like $100 billion more?
Isn't he the richest guy in the world?
He's the richest guy in the world. If I was
the second recently,
I wouldn't want anybody to know my name.
Totally. And instead he's like out in everyone's face being like, I just named my 6th child X 72 divided by 8. And you're like, oh, nice.
Dude, doesn't he have isn't he married? Go with your wife, go to fucking board
Grimes, but he's knocking other people up or
something.
something.
One of those sheds on the ocean and relax.
Listen to Glennie. Just fucking relax. Buy yourself an inflatable hot tub and relax.
You're rich. Relax.
You're rich. The inflatable hot tub crew, me and Glennie here. We got to get Bob Fox.
You got one too. I forgot. Oh shit.
Yeah, it was on sale. It was down. They knocked $100 off it at Costco too, and I couldn't get my discount because it was a month ahead. So it was a killer thing. Elon Musk problems, right? Elon Musk, he acts like a guy named Elon Musk. He probably just likes the attention he got on Twitter, saying he might buy Twitter. Then it sounds like he kind of like got roped into it. People were saying like the FCC, basically the way that the deal was agreed to, he had to basically do it, and then he got roped into it, and he just couldn't get rid of it fast enough. I'm just so sick of the fucking guy. Just get him out of my life. It's like a nerd who just is getting the attention, likes the attention. So
I saw a great tweet. I forget who tweeted it, but they said, like, could you imagine John Rockefeller, like back in the day, buying a telegram company and then sending everyone that owned those telegrams that said, do you like me? Yes or no? Like, it's pathetic.
It's fucking pathetic. Oh God. So enough of Elon Musk. Now the other side of it though is like, I feel like Twitter's pretty important to our lives, or at least we're addicted
I know. We put all our fucking eggs in Twitter as a company. It sucks. Follow me on Instagram at that Robbie Fox.
The Club Report.
IG.
Glenn,
you don't need any followers. You got all your OnlyStans girls.
Said pump your IG.
Okay. Good.
For the record, though, we are very close to 100K on OnlyStans. If you could follow at OnlyStans Show on Instagram, that would be great. We're 700 people away.
Follow OnlyStans. They could use it. It's a good show.
That's the other thing is who will be the next CEO. I guess Fred Durst is currently the leader in the clubhouse on the rundown right now.
Down for Fred Durst.
All right, 3 votes for Fred Durst right here. Next up, the Suns got sold. Robert Sarver, who nobody likes, got sold to, what was the guys? It was the former Michigan State player.
He's a former Michigan State basketball player. Yeah, Matt Ishbia. He has agreed in principle to buy the Phoenix Suns for $4 billion. The
we got our John Rich notes here. The Brooklyn Nets sold for $200 million in 2010 to Prokhorov, which I mean, I thought that number was wrong when I read it. That was 12 years ago, and it's fucking now they're selling. Then the Nets sold for $3.3 billion 9 years later. Glenny, why would you not buy an NBA team if all they do is go? Like, why isn't Steve Cohen buying it? What he should buy the Knicks right fucking
like
now.
what is happening? That's an obscene amount of difference in money. Like, isn't 200
the
million,
NFT market? Is it like people are buying
$4
things?
billion like such a huge difference?
Yeah.
Like huge. Why is everybody so rich? What the fuck is happening?
I don't know. Is it an NFT thing? Is the bubble going to burst? I did
have
some
no
quick
idea.
math on this. Okay. I actually looked into this and I said, there's no fucking way the Phoenix Suns are worth $4 billion. Whoever bought them, this Michigan State basketball player, he got swindled. Okay. Because Lucasfilm was purchased by Disney for $4.2 billion in 2012. Adjusted for inflation, that's $5.45 billion today. And there's no fucking way the Phoenix Suns are worth 77% of Star Wars. No way. They don't even have Kendall Jenner anymore.
And I mean, they're coming off of like they had the finals appearance a couple of years ago. Star Wars just didn't make movies for a bunch of years, and then Disney kind of just like drove them into the ground. So
And
I'm trying
Baby Yoda, though.
they do have Baby Yoda. That's a fair fucking point, Bob. That's a money making machine right there. That's bigger. Like Devin Booker's nice and all. He's no fucking Baby Yoda. Right?
Listen, you want to talk about the money making machine that is Baby Yoda? It cost me $450.
$450?
Yeah. This is a money making machine, Clem.
I love that Bob Fox in the place where he can now buy $450 Baby Yodas.
Can I drop a crazy Star Wars money fact I heard about the other day?
Yeah.
So I recently just started It's Always Sunny. I've never watched it before. I've just started like in the last month. And I was watching Rob McElhaney on KFC Radio talking about that show Mythic Quest. You know, he said that GTA has made more money than every single Star Wars thing combined, like ever.
GTA is the number one selling piece of media ever.
The merch, the movies, the action figures, all of Star Wars, GTA has made more. Is that not fucking crazy?
Well, you got to think GTA is a $60 price point. Everything at the door is $60 at least. So it's like, yeah, not everything Star Wars a movie ticket's not $60. A toy isn't $60. T-shirt's not $60.
They're close.
Top selling piece of media ever. Pretty crazy. Fun fact.
That's nuts. Okay. And it's like they haven't even come out with a new one. And when did 5 come out?
Probably like 5 years ago.
In high school.
No,
more than that. Way longer. 7 or 8 years ago.
Because I remember we were doing game times down at Rockstar, right? Back in the day. And that was like, it was out for years at that point, 2013. So 10 years as of next year, it'll be out. And I know they have the online stuff and there's like legit worlds going on, right? Didn't Andy Milonakis, he had like his own little, like people just like live their lives on these Grand Theft Auto servers.
It's like Free Guy, yeah.
Yeah. And then you can get upgrades or whatever. It feels like Rockstar does it the right way where they take care of their people, but they also just make a boatload of money as like a old dad that I just want to play new games though. I'm like, when's Grand Theft Auto? Can you imagine if Grand Theft Auto 6 came out in March of 2020 and we were just stuck? No one would have complained about being stuck inside in quarantine. We would have just been playing fucking Grand Theft Auto for the entire time.
Let me tell you though, I played COD during quarantine. It was a blast. I gotta say.
It was. I played with you. It was fun.
Oh man, shout out Game Time. Grand Theft Auto, favorite thing to do in Grand Theft Auto in general while we're on the
my favorite of all time easily is GTA 4. So GTA 4 was set up in the way that Hoboken was the 5th borough. They didn't have Staten Island. So they had the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Hoboken is the 5 boroughs. So there was the whole thing when you first start, Nico Bellic was only in Queens and Brooklyn. And if you entered Manhattan or Hoboken, you get 6-star wanted list immediately. So I was just obsessed with breaking the 6-star, going across the river to Manhattan, and going across to Hoboken to Honker's strip club. And then you get in the strip club, and the game, once you run into the strip club and you start lap dance, you're in. Like it goes into theater mode and you get your lap dance. And then you literally see the cops at the corner of your eye walk in the door, but they can't do anything because you're in theater mode and you're getting your lap dance. And that was the best. You had to beat the 6-star wanted to get the Honkers.
You gotta understand, Clem. I've heard Glenny talk about this in the office more than once. This is like a core memory for Glenny that he loves. I've walked into the room and he's like, and the cops are there, but they can't touch you because you're in theater mode. Like I've been there for that multiple times.
That and there was a theory online that there was a man called Ratman in the sewers in the subway of GTA 4. Some of my friends used to just play like live, just Free World Live. and just ride around on a motorcycle in the subway just trying to hear Rap Man. And he didn't exist.
There was a rumor of Bigfoot in GTA 5, and I don't think he existed either. My friends would look for him as well.
In the desert, right? That was in the desert.
Yep.
What was the hot coffee? You could have sex with someone. I remember there was like the hot coffee. It was like one of the first Grand Theft Autos, and it was like you had to basically like have someone hack into like making it or something. It wasn't, but like all the Congress, and that's when Congress got involved with Grand Theft Auto when those.
I mean,
rumors
GTA
were
4, you can literally call for hookers and shit. GTA 4 is my favorite. I love GTA 4.
But
Yeah, they had you know the best video game tits of all time, The Godfather 2.
I did not know that.
did not know
you're the video game Mr. Skin over here.
You know what game I always wanted that I never played that I always wanted that they wouldn't let me get in GameStop?
Is it the video game with the bikini girls playing volleyball or something?
Fun fact, I don't know if you guys remember this. Girl Next Door, like Hugh Hefner and Holly, Bridget, and Kendra had a video game. It was like the Playboy Mansion video game.
I did not know that. No,
I did not know that.
Let me look
was
it up.
there just was there like a horny
at
section
GameStop.
in GameStop?
What?
Was there a horny section in GameStop?
It was called Playboy the Mansion. It came out in 2005.
The
Was it
boobs
like
were
a-
probably like triangles too. They probably look like Laura Croft triangle boobs.
I always wanted it when I was like 10 years old. And yeah, you play as the hef. I never got it. I always wanted it.
What are your duties?
I don't know. I'm going to read about it right now, I guess.
Coercing women? Like,
Just hearing all this about Glenny, it's like he was made to become the host of Only Stands. Like you're just
Yes,
the origin
this is-
story
yeah.
of Glenny with all these video games. And this is how he's spending his youth. He's basically a product.
oh my
of-
God. To make it full circle, Only Stands needs a game. Only Stands the game where you play as
Yeah.
Glenny Balls and you have to interview all these models and put up with like they're in the
Or it could be
DMs,
like
giving you a hard
Mortal Kombat,
time.
Or it could be like Mortal Kombat, where all the guests have their own like abilities and powers, and we fight.
All right, yeah, that too. You can make it more violent, but that's fine.
Not fight. Not I won't fight. I'll be like, the
Okay.
judge.
Yeah, you'll be the ref.
Yeah.
Bob Fox, were you is that what you used to do is go in, try to get some lap dances and have the cops escape you?
No, God, no. My mom didn't let me have GTA till GTA 5 till I was in high school. I was one of those sheltered kids. So when I made it to that point, I was like, I just want to like drive around, kill people, get 5 stars. I was a big story mode guy too. I loved the story.
Dude,
Yeah.
do you know what was another one that I did that I'm not too proud of thinking about it? Because obviously killing people in GTA is awesome.
Yeah.
So Clem, you know, like the World's Fair in Corona right by Shea?
Yeah.
The 2 tower things that have like that are the circles on top.
Yeah, the spaceships are Men in Black.
Yeah, I would just fly up there with a helicopter, cheat code, get a helicopter up there, and then just do a 6-star wanted and just like sit there and just pick cops off when they would come up. Like I would get a cheat code car and put the cheat code. I would back up the car onto the ledge so they couldn't get up,
Yeah.
and just keep it going. And then once they finally got up, like it was bad. I love GTA.
It
I'm a
sounds
GTA
like
fan.
basically you were playing in waves, almost like you were playing zombies, but like with
Yes.
GTA cops. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
sounds
was awesome.
fun.
GTA is so much fun. It was so much fun to just like try to like get because that was really the most fun was to get the 6-star wanted on you.
Yeah,
And to see how long
yeah.
you can survive.
Yeah.
I love GTA so much. Again, not to date myself here, but Vice City, whenever that might be like GTA 2 or whatever. I had that in college, and we would just play, and you get to play until you died, basically, or you lost a mission. But we'd have one friend who would just go around and just do all the jumps and just try to do
Yeah.
all the. And we're like, come on, man! Like half hour later, pass the sticks. So we could do an entire. Maybe we'll do a Grand Theft Auto podcast with Glenny, only GTA.
Yeah, we could do like a My Mom's Basement
I'm a
episode. That's
GTA
kinda
4 guy.
perfect
Though.
for us.
I was only GTA 4. I love
Oh.
Nico Bellic.
I love it. The only thing Glenny Balls loves more than GTA. High Noons. That's right. High Noon. What is High Noon? It is a hard seltzer with real vodka, real juice, and sparkling water. It's actually made with vodka and not malt like some other hard seltzers. Real vodka, real juice for real fans, just like us. Real fans, real stands. Head over to your local liquor store and get some today. Glenny, give me the 2-second sales pitch here for High Noon as I consider, like, Dave is obviously the High Noon guy. I consider you the face of High Noon, though, personally.
I appreciate that, and I really do appreciate that because it's real vodka, real juice, and I truly believe this. I think it's the best alcoholic drink on the planet. I can't even tell you how many times I'm out at a bar and people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, you drinking that just because you work with High Noon?" The answer is no. It's the best tasting alcoholic beverage there is. Watermelon, peach, passion fruit, mango, they're all fucking great. They're fantastic.
Peach is my fave. Peach
I'm
is
personally gonna have a bunch on Christmas Eve, and I cannot wait for it. So join in on the fun. High Noon's the best. It's the best tasting alcohol in the country.
it's gotten to the point where it's the youngs love it, the olds like me love it. You know, we go to parties now, and it's not even like, all right, what are we gonna get? It's just like, all right, you get the high nooners, I'll get the nooners. Like, you don't. It's just you just go to the party, and everyone has brought their own set of high noons, all the different.
You know what I
packs.
was actually thinking the other day too? I was watching a episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and they had one of the diners had a high noon at the table. And I was just like, the high noon can too is just becoming so iconic.
Definitely.
The color scheme is just such a good color scheme.
Instantly recognizable.
Instantly recognizable.
Yep. My favorite flavor, it's between watermelon and pineapple. And I've actually done this a few times. I want to make like a tropical mix where I just put them both in my mouth and just swig it around. It tastes so goddamn good. I love them. Glenny, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
So I vary between watermelon and peach. I've always been a watermelon peach guy, but I would say watermelon. I'm just a whore for watermelon stuff. I love watermelon.
Yeah,
and
watermelon.
And high noon embodies the watermelon the best there is. It's a great watermelon.
You should make that a shirt. Whore for watermelon.
Whore for
I am
watermelon.
whore for watermelon.
So head over to your local liquor store and get some today. Next up, so we started off with the good side of New York sports ownership. We're going back to the bad side here. Our boy,
Should you even say that after hearing this, Clem? Are you going to pull back after hearing this?
not in the least. This guy, I'm going to rebuke him by the end of this thing. So James Dolan, Kelly Conlon, who's an attorney in New Jersey, she took her daughter out to Radio City to go see the Christmas Spectacular, whatever. Goes to sit down. About 20 seconds after she gets her ticket scanned, security tracks her down, kicks her ass out to the curb. She was chaperoning a trip with her 9-year-old daughter's Girl Scout troop. And the reason why is apparently her firm is involved in a lawsuit against MSG for something. And basically, Dolan has her on the attorney exclusion list, which says anybody who works for a law firm in litigation against him and his company is thrown the fuck out. So this little Girl Scout leader or whatever gets her ass thrown to the curb by James Dolan. Yet another, the Grinch of New York City.
Yeah.
He's the antithesis of Steve Cohen. I mean, we
literally stole her Christmas.
Yes, and we have two Rangers fans here who have a different experience with me as a Knicks fan, but I think it's always been fuck Dolan from day one, right?
I mean, remember we put Fire Dolan shirts on sale, and within like a month, the New York Rangers had followed me on Twitter since like 2014. The Rangers have followed me on Twitter.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Glenn.
And then the Rangers immediately got way better than they were. And
No,
we were like,
I wrote an apology to
Dolan,
James
actually,
Dolan.
yeah.
I wrote an apology to James Dolan. He made a good move. The Rangers now fucked because of that move. So I respect him on that. But I mean, we've said it for years. You've said it for years. Everyone's said it for years. The guy's just the fucking embodiment of an absolute loser. And it goes back to what I said about Elon Musk. If you're a rich guy and you care to break up a fucking Girl Scout field trip, you're a fucking loser.
I go to a lot of concerts at MSG, so I'm going to hope
I love Ranger games.
are not able to get my facial recognition from this rundown. I think the move he made was smart for him as a businessman, and I don't fear him whatsoever. I love Madison Square Garden and all of their venues.
I'm a little different here. After the Charles Oakley fight, I said I'll never go to Madison Square Garden for a Knicks game again. I can't say ever again because my wife wants to go to like a fucking concert. I can't say no, right? Because that's how you get divorced real quick. And I haven't been back for that since. However, Bob Fox, that is a smart move. And I will say this, and I'm now realizing what you're saying. I hate James Dolan with every fiber of my being. My existence at Barstool for like the first few years was just basically hit piecing that motherfucker to death. This is such a villainous move that like there is the part of me that's looking at the other side being like, God damn, like I don't like you, but goddamn, do I respect you? Like they made that software, facial recognition software, basically to like make sure no terrorists or like murderers came in, and he's using it on Girl Scout moms.
It's like, oh, she's a bitch. Get her out.
I'm legitimately worried that we can't go to the Garden.
20 seconds, it said Glenny. 20 seconds after she scanned her ticket, she was out.
Like, what
if the facial recognition is that good, like
right now, and me and you, let's
that's
say
that's what I mean.
Text you, I'm like, hey Bob, you want to hit Billy Joel next month? And then
I would love to, but we can't because of this guy. I'm going to slide away from Clem. I'm not associated with that guy.
And that they said she's not even like has nothing to do with the case. She just works for the company here. So again, hey,
that's what I'm saying. You're saying a lot of bad things about him. I went to like 12 shows at Madison Square Garden last year. I'm trying to go see Paramore and Blink 182 at MSG next year.
We had an employee here who I guess had met with someone that, you know, Dolan knows or related to or whatever. He's like, can you just like take it down on the Dolan like hate? And I was like, no, that is one thing I can promise you I will never, ever do until he dies or sells the team. And the Knicks are fucking awesome right now too, but it's not like it's bigger than this. It's a war. It's not a battle.
Some things are bigger than sports.
The weirdest part is, let's say in a weird reality where James Dolan somehow sees this, he'll be sitting in his mansion with his billions of dollars and get triggered enough by us three idiots talking about him and put us on a facial recognition thing. He's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo.
Same thing as Elon Musk. You're too rich to care about this shit.
Yeah.
And like you said with Elon too, I never understand like why like these guys especially, but like what number would you have to hit for your bank account to show? Like I would leave at like $10 million and I'll just stop working and like just go somewhere cheap and just go somewhere warm, have like a place that has to have decent enough schools for my kids. And other than that, like not give a fuck, work, hold grudges, kick like Girl Scout moms. I wouldn't want that Girl Scout mom to know I even cared about her enough.
If you're rich and hold the grudge, you need to go to an insane asylum.
Hold on, because this is a good transition to our next topic, because I kind of disagree with that, Glenny. I kind of like the grudge being held in our next topic. Clem, would you like to introduce it?
Yes, I would. I'd love to do it, Bob. Thanks for that seamless transition there. Shakira is being blamed for Spain losing the World Cup. There is a witch that has claimed she put a curse on the team. Shakira's ex-husband, Gerard Piqué.
Nice.
I guess that's how we're gonna go. They were married for 12 years. They broke up after Shakira caught Piqué cheating on her. The tarot card reader Mahoney Vidente says Shakira put a curse on the team, and the exact quote was, "The one that worked completely was Shakira's curse, a curse that she put on the Spanish team. Shakira, the ritual you paid me worked, so they would not do well, and that's why Spain got eliminated from the World Cup." So, Bob Fox, you like this move right here?
So I read this headline right away, Shakira blamed for them losing in the World Cup, and I was like, oh, that's ridiculous. And then I read a little further. She had an ex-husband on the team. Oh, I guess that's the connection, but still, whatever, ridiculous. I don't think anything of it. And then I read a little bit further, and I realize, oh, her husband on the team, she broke up with because she caught him cheating. And then this is the tarot card reader, apparently, allegedly, that Shakira went to and put the curse on. We've got a guy at Barstool Za who has put many curses on many people in this lifetime. He swears that they work. He says that he's gotten someone's house struck by lightning before, right? If this is true, I respect the grudge. You cheated on me. Guess what? You're never winning a fucking World Cup. I'm going to put a curse on you. If you have the power to do that, I think you put the curse in.
So I'm kind of pissed off at our soccer guys here at Barstool. Like, this is stuff that we could have known. Like, Glenny, if you had known Shakira had put a curse on Spain, wouldn't you have bet against Spain in the World Cup immediately?
But here's the thing, though. I got to say, how many teams are in the World Cup?
32, I think.
No, more than that, I think even. I don't know, maybe.
If you're going to take a victory lap on your curse because 1 out of 32 didn't win.
But I feel like
you bet against them in their individual games, Clem's saying. Like, Spain was supposed to be pretty good, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think they made it out of they lost in the round of 16 to Morocco. That's where.
What if she came out with a song like "My Curse Don't Lie" like immediately after this?
Shakira.
Dude, with all the numbers and stuff we have these days, all the analytics and shit, curses is where I think it's like that's the next frontier. You know, this Moneyball era, we've gotten into all the little things like on-base percentage and all these stats we used not to look at. They make these players take naps to get them at like the peak mental like aptitude.
I believe they're called sleep shifts.
Sleep shifts, yeah, in the words of Frank the Tank. I think curses is where it's at. I'm a juju guy. I'm a big juju guy, and I actually am just remembering this now. Last week, Jordy Barstool here said something about the Giants. I forgot what it was. And I said, Jordy, I'm putting a curse on the Eagles now. And I'm just realizing the next game they played, Jalen Hurts got hurt. And I'm not going to say I did anything to do with that. But I'm also saying I didn't have any. Like, don't get into the curse land. Roan is infamous.
Roan put the curse on the Patriots the year the Eagles beat him in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So
it was kind of on Dave, wasn't it? Didn't he say you are cursed? And Dave was like, what does that mean? He's like, you're cursed.
Yeah. Exactly. And what happened? They lost to Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. You can't tell me that had anything to do with anything but the curse, right?
Yeah.
What has Nick Foles done since then? Nothing. He's bounced around teams, been a backup.
He just had one curse in him, yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm a curse guy. I'm a big curse guy. I'm a juju guy. So, that basically wraps up the rundown here. After show, a lot of shit going on in the Barstool universe right now. First and foremost, Jeff Naidoo, Rico Bosco. We had peace in our time, boys. Peace in our time. Out of all the things that has happened at Barstool, that is like top 5 things I never thought I'd see happen. Like Dave and Goodell breaking bread, I never thought I'd see happen. If Goodell showed up at that Monday Night Football, it would have happened, right? But it didn't happen. This is up there. I'm still in shock to this day.
I'm
I
happy
feel
for
like
the
it's
fellas. Yeah.
I feel like it's Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin shaking hands right now. Like I gotta wait to see how it plays out. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
I 100% agree. They shook hands, which is great. The video was very funny. I enjoyed the press conference. Good for Naidoo. It's been a long time coming for him to try to get in Rico to apologize, and good for Rico. I guess maybe it's a turn of the stone. I have no idea.
Like you said though, like if this is when the Stone Cold Stunner comes, but could Rico give the Stone Cold? Because if the Stone Cold Stunner comes, then Rico loses the job. But
yeah, I don't know who's even Stone Cold and who's Vince McMahon. Like I never had issues with Naidoo until he did the Meatball Molly thing, and then I was like, oh my God, I had to tell him in person. I said, for a mob guy, you got no loyalty. We got into it. I think we're fine at this point. But like, I told him that. I said, for a mob guy, no loyalty.
Whoa.
He's like, I make my money from gambling. I said, you make your money from Barstool. And he understood, I think. And I don't think he would bet against Meatball Molly again. I saw he bet on Patty. So he's learned his lesson. I think Rico's learned his lesson. Let's all break bread and have a great Christmas.
The biggest reveal of that video is that no broads were stolen this weekend by Naidoo. That
No
was
broads were stolen this week? Yeah, he didn't say that. He said he stole a broad on Monday, though.
Yeah, on Monday. Started off this week, right?
Which is how you start the week, according to Naidoo.
Yeah. Monday's a harder broad steal than a Saturday broad steal.
It's a fact.
I have to bring this up. I didn't want to, but it is on the list, and I don't want to get called out for not bringing it up. And he used to air out our laundry back in the day on the Dave Portnoy show. My guy Eddie, my ZD brother teammate, just a tough look coming out of the women's bathroom. Just a tough look. I mean,
and also, is he saying it was a number one because the look on his face when he got caught was the look of a guy who had just dropped a number two?
Why would you pee in the women's bathroom? Why wouldn't you just wait to pee in the men's bathroom?
I think he said it's made for like they have like individual bathrooms, so only one at a time.
They do. I've been there. There's a men's right to the right and a girl's right to the left.
Eddie, it was a bad look. I love you, Eddie. I'm an Ed head. If you're watching
this,
Eddie,
my one conundrum is though, I don't know what her schedule is, but I think the only girl there is Hannah, correct?
Yeah.
Let's say Hannah.
Sydney too. I think
there's a couple. There's like we'll say 3 or 4 girls there now. Apparently,
if Hannah went home for Christmas and she was gone for the break,
if there's no girls in the office,
it's a sanctioned hit. If she wasn't coming back in 2023,
if there's no girls in the, but I think Hannah took the video. Did she not?
If Hannah took the video, that's a tough one.
Like I feel like that was Eddie's shock. Like, oh shit.
So they have keys to the bathroom there, right? So I think someone saw the key was missing for the girls' room.
Yeah, they do.
And there's probably like the 2 girls that were there were not in the bathroom. They're like Eddie time, and they got him.
I feel I can't say anything bad about Ed, but that's tough.
No, I love Ed.
I've never been in the women's restroom.
But just to think, Clem, we have this trouble as larger gentlemen. Everybody already has this mean allure around the shitting. Everybody shits, but everyone has a worse allure around us shitting.
Yep.
Just thinking about Eddie taking a poop and then like Hannah or one of the Chicago girls going in like 20 minutes later, that can't happen.
I hope my guy Eddie has matches with him or some sort of spray in there. Little confession time though. I've never been in a woman's bathroom, but I remember in The Office they talk about how it has like a candle in there and there's like a little seat in the TV show, and I've always been like, I bet the women's bathroom are delightful in a lot of places, or at least better than ours. I feel like
I think they're worse than ours.
Worse than ours.
I think they're worse. That's what I've heard from janitors in the know.
I've heard from like girls who go into like a mall bathroom, like, oh, it's a disaster in there right now because everything's sitting down, you're taking your time. Yep. So but if I guess this bathroom is probably just a regular bathroom, but I don't hate the move as a big guy, especially if there's like a long.
No, we need our privacy. It really depends if Hannah was there that day. If there was a girl there that day, I don't know.
And then Eddie, he just took the signs off afterwards. There's now no boys or girls bathroom, unisex, all genders.
Did he do that?
Yeah, he went in with a scraper and he took the men's and women's sign off right afterwards.
Now, Edward, I love you, buddy. We're growing as a company. We're now like in the corporate world. Like that might be like some sort of a fucking
Eddie's got a meeting with HR as
Yeah.
we're doing this.
That's a corporate policy. It could be a hate crime for all I know. I don't know what you're doing. And the fact that Chicago just had like a rogue shitter who shit on their door, you don't want to be the shit guy when there's a rogue shitter on the loose. It's just
Listen, I don't want to throw accusations out there, but some people may say Eddie was running to the women's bathroom. It was locked and he had to take a shit outside.
I'm happy you didn't say that, Bob.
I wouldn't say that. I would never.
Last one here. Our boy Brandon Walker. In the midst of all this, Brandon Walker rides a bull, gets stomped on by a bull, and it's like an hour later the Naidoo peace thing comes and just wipes it off the fucking front page.
Stop laughing at me.
I'm not laughing. Come on, Brandon.
Go.
Get big, baby.
Hang in there. You're good.
Yeah! Let's go!
Okay. That was pretty good.
But I've always liked Brandon Walker. I like that he puts his body on the line. We have the Arizona Bowl. He's doing this all for the Arizona Bowl next Friday, December 30th, 3:45
Let's go
p.m.
Bobcats.
Oh, I was looking for a team who I was going to root
Bobcats. That's right. I'm a huge Ohio guy. My girlfriend went there, so I got to root for him.
Oh, there you go. Glennie, who are you rooting for in the Arizona Bowl?
I might have to go with the Cowboys. I love the color scheme, the brown, the yellow, Josh Allen.
Glennie, my fucking girlfriend went to Ohio.
Bob, I just think dark green. It looks like a boring old logo. I'm a Cowboy guy.
That's not a look at that. It's not a boring logo.
Bob, I'm a Wyoming. Oh, actually, I take it back. The Wyoming football team did make their own Sunday conversation, so I'm a Wyoming guy.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Damn.
I was kind of on the fence. I guess I'm going Bobcats just because of my guy Bob Fox, Bobcats, and all that kind of stuff. I got my boy Benny. He's an Ohio alum as well.
Somebody's loyal
Salt
to
to the
goddamn
earth
company.
Actually, I can't say Ohio salt to the earth. Like Wyoming salt to the earth is shit. Like they are the earth.
The goddamn earth.
Yeah.
Wyoming. What do they got in Wyoming?
This is what I love about Glennie, though. He just gives it to you like uncut. Like straight uncut to before we went live, I was like, Lenny, I heard Bob said you don't like Christmas. And you're like, no, that's not true. I was like, so you like Christmas? You love it? You're like, yeah, it's all right. I'm like, that's a guy who hates Christmas. You can't say
I don't hate Christmas, but I will be honest, it's lost the allure ever since you know what.
After you found out the truth. Okay, yeah.
We won't talk about it.
I could have kids around here. I'm gonna be
I don't have siblings, so it really lost the allure. I love Christmas Eve though.
Glennie,
why do you like Christmas Eve?
What?
Just the food, Glenn, and like the festivities?
I like football. There's like a nice football game on, college football, get a little drunk, hang out. Christmas Eve's way better than Christmas Day. Christmas Day is
I agree.
By Thanksgiving. Christmas Day, go fuck itself.
I like Eve better than Day.
Eve is the best.
I think Day needs to get like a signature food, or I mean, they have the signature desserts. We have Christmas cookies and stuff. They need more signature moments they look forward to.
I always make sure. Oh, you mean Day?
The gifts are awesome. Obviously.
Yeah. Day is it's a glorified Thanksgiving.
Glennie, 1 to 10, what do you rank Christmas Day? Like, how do you feel about it in your gut?
I like I just said, I think it's a glorified Thanksgiving. It's not a top 3 holiday for me.
Wow.
I would
like
say
a 5?
I would say Eve is my best holiday though. I love Eve. I love Christmas Eve.
So if Eve is a 10, what's Christmas?
If Eve's a 10, I would give like Christmas like a 4.
Wow. I mean, that's a guy that hates Christmas a little
He
bit.
hates Christmas.
You gotta have some kids, and then
you don't get the allure of the big guy coming. You don't wake up and get the presents anymore. And then you just go to your fucking family's house and eat food. It's a glorified Thanksgiving.
What if you become the new big guy? What if you start buying toys? What if you go to children's houses that need the presents and you're their new Santa, and that reinvigorates the spirit of Christmas in your soul?
I mean, Bob, that sounds all fine.
I was just trying to write a Lifetime movie.
That sounds all fine and dandy, but let's be honest. You and I both know the fucking vibes are down on Christmas Day. The vibes are up on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It's a day of anticipation. Remember going to bed and looking up NORAD, seeing where the big guy was?
Oh yeah, and the little scanner. Yeah, that was good stuff.
That shit doesn't happen on Christmas Day. Even
the anticipation of presents too is like
even when I was a kid, even when you're a kid, you open the presents, it's great, but then by noon you're like, yeah, this day kind of sucks. Christmas Eve is a full day of anticipation, good vibes, good family, good spirits. It's
Christmas afternoon is kind of like, all right, I'm kind of tired. My toys are all open, and you are kind of like, but you're just worn down from the excitement. I don't know about you guys. I would sleep for 10 minutes on Christmas Eve. I'd wake up 1,000 times thinking it was like, except like 6 o'clock is when my parents said we could go downstairs and stuff.
You know, it was crazy to think about too. I always think about this growing up. My bedroom, I live in the basement now, but my bedroom growing up, where was the attic, the door to the attic was in my bedroom. So my parents somehow would put the presents in the attic and go in the middle of the night. Somehow I never woke up.
Just little Glenny just snoozing
I don't
away.
know how I never woke up.
That is.
You seem like a deep sleeper.
I'm a deep sleeper, but like when I was 9, they literally had to go past me like to get stuff. It was crazy.
And you have like the Christmas joy in your stomach. Just you would
Yeah.
think this, like you're listening for reindeer hooves.
Remember, like you have the reindeer food outside, the half-eaten cookie, like that was
Oh, yeah.
fucking shit.
Yeah.
I'm happy you brought that up, Glenny, because I'll tell you, as a parent, that is the worst fucking part about it. Because it's like, if I wake up these kids as I'm bringing in all the gifts that we just spent a lot of money on, spent hours wrapping, and then I fucking go up and I just create like a traumatic memory because they're like, my big fat dad is Santa Claus, not actually
Hey,
Santa
Clem,
Claus.
if you don't mind me asking, obviously they're still in on it.
Yes, of course.
What's your plan of action this year?
What do you mean?
Like, how are you getting the presents out?
How are we getting so basically what happens is like I stand guard or my wife will stand guard, and then we just start, the other person, we have them stored downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
If we had them in the like, that's why that's banana world, is having your kid having the attic in their room and putting them in that attic. Dude, I freak out. Just go, because think about this, how hard this is. Try to get a fucking raise a pillow up and put a $5 bill and then take a tooth out from under there, because I have to act like the tooth fairy, and you're basically, it's like what's the name of that movie? Entrapment, right? With Catherine Zeta-Jones, where her ass goes under like the laser beams. That's what you feel like you're doing as you're trying to get the tooth out from there. You're like,
So you're gonna say the Hurt Locker, like you're like diffusing a bomb.
that's yeah, man. And again, your kid wakes up and they see the tooth and the $5 bill in your hand. That's a fucking, like, basically parenting from the age of 5 on is just not to like scar your kid for life.
I would punch you right in the dick if I saw that, if I was your kid.
See, but Clem, I will say, like I'm in my single 20s. I would say this is my Christmas plateau.
Yeah.
And when I'm married, if I find a beautiful and have kids,
When?
it will go back up, because then you get back in the spirit and enjoy with them. So right now is my plateau.
That's fair. That's a fair point. I mean, I always, I can't even
And
argue
also
with
having
you,
no
Glenny.
siblings sucks too, because I feel like siblings at least,
Totally.
I give you a lot more shit, but if you're saying Christmas Eve is a 10 for you, you're putting that as an elite
I
holiday.
would say
consider
Christmas
it
Eve
one
is
of
my
the
best holiday. I love Christmas Eve.
Yeah, so that's fair.
Any New Year's resolutions for you boys?
Glenny, like I want to go to the gym, but it's like I have to go to gym. Like I started going to when I would start my diets in February, just so then I'd get the week,
Get the rush out of the way, yeah.
And everyone's side eyeing the fat guy, so I would always do that.
I'd like to go to the gym. Maybe all three of us go to the gym.
If we can figure out a weight, just like we trade you some weight, Bob, right? You take some of our
that'd be
weight,
awesome.
You give us some of their weight.
I would love that.
I
I want to
like
be
to drink
you'd like to what?
Drink less.
Okay. Good one. I'd like to become friends with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
That is a unique and
Never ever cared about the royals in my life. Just watched their Netflix documentary. I think we get along. That's all.
it's 1 to 10. What do we rate that?
The documentary?
Yeah.
It was fine. It was, a 7 or 8 because I didn't know the story, and now I know the story, and it made me think, oh, I'd get along with those people. Me and Haz would get along.
I always go for very attainable and not really helpful New Year's resolutions. I always say this every year. I'm going to try to get into Netflix more. I never really watch Netflix, and every time I do it, I walk away being like, I should really do this more. So
here's a Netflix recommendation for you. 2 movies on Netflix I'll recommend. One old one new one. Prisoners, old movie, just went on Netflix from 2013. Must watch. Amazing movie. New one, The Stranger. Interesting Australian movie with Joel Edgerton, who played Uncle Ben in Obi-Wan. Oh, and also listen to me and Clem's Christmas special on My Mom's Basement. We broke down all Christmas comic references, crossovers, Constantine snorting Santa's ashes like he needs eternal life, people murdering Santa Claus, kids making a GoFundMe to get Deadpool to go kill Santa, all that fun stuff.
I'm gonna leave the episode with one last thing here. This is the substitute teachers that they're like, you guys are running longer.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Do your crossword, don't do your crossword. We don't care. We're not checking it after class.
Exactly. Best Christmas memory of your life. Go around the room. Glenny, you lead us off because I want to get you, feeling good here about Christmas Day again before we head out.
Best Christmas memory of my life. I mean, I guess I have. I mean, once again, I was a bad owner. My dad really owned it, but again, my parents got me and my little dog in first grade. That was enjoyable.
Oh, a
Oh,
dog is a Christmas gift. That's
Santa got
amazing.
me a Christmas. That was very nice.
Name and breed. What's the name and breed here?
Her name was, she passed away when I was a
RIP.
senior in high school, RIP. But we're a Rottweiler family. We only do Rottweilers. Her name was Kiara.
Oh, that's a good. We're good.
It was
You're
a
used.
nice baby Rottweiler.
Oh, that's a good ass dog. I love Roddy's. How about you, Bob? Best Christmas memory?
You know, I was just thinking about it, and this one might sound like lame to some people, but I'm a big family guy, and not family guy, literally. I like the show, but I'm a big family oriented guy. And when my brother and sister-in-law came over, and they gave a couple years ago, at this point, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, they gave my mom an ultrasound. And it was the first time I realized, oh my God, I'm going to be an uncle.
Oh shit!
And the whole family, we were bawling tears, and that was a beautiful moment. So it's probably that one. That was so happy.
Your brother trying to take the focus away from baby Jesus. I see, huh? That's
Yeah,
an interesting move. It's a power
exactly.
move on his
Yeah.
birthday.
Oh,
no less.
that and a funny Christmas memory is I once replaced all of my mom's nativity figures with Star Wars action figures, and it took her a full day to notice. I'll send the picture so you could put it in the rundown if you want. It was that was a funny one that my family brings up to this day.
Fox family just slandering little baby Jesus and left and
Yeah.
right here on
Yeah.
his big day. I'd say for me, getting Sega Genesis, and then my parents took me downstairs once, and we all had new bikes. That was, I think, the bike is always like the bike Christmas is always a big one. And the kids here, the big guy, or no, fuck that. The big guy doesn't give. He gives like one big gift away. He's not giving away this gift. This one's from my mom and dad. We're doing a Disney trip, so we're going to reveal the Disney
Ooh.
trip. Going to be a big explosion here. Yeah, so
I was gonna ask. So what would you say is the best gift you're giving outside of the Disney trip? Like which one are you most excited?
AJ's getting like a little Power Wheels quad, and it's the only thing he's asked for. Like one, he's like, I want a quad. That's all he fucking cares about. So his face
He's gonna be a menace too.
an absolute menace. He's gonna probably just start smoking cigarettes. He's never gonna wear his helmet. It's gonna be an absolute fucking nightmare.
He's gonna shave his head and grow a goatee like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
You know,
And then-
that's good family shit. That's why I want kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is like the thing that you get to see it's such a lame, corny thing to say, but like the expression on their face, it makes up for like the bank account and the 364 sleepless days you have, as you guys can tell right here with the bags under my eyes.
Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
like in the club right now.
we're gonna get you back on the good side of things, Glenny. Like I said, we have a nice young lady in your life, and then you have the kids, little baby Glenny's running around. Oh, it's gonna be an
They'll be
absolute
so adorable, just being like boobies, boobies.
All right, so that's the rundown. We'll see you guys in 2023. I still can't believe it's fucking 2023 coming up. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas to
Hi.
all.
Happy
Merry
Kwanzaa,
Christmas.
Happy Life Day. What are the other ones, Bob? Is that everything? I got it.
Yeah, you nailed them all.
All right, that's right.